Got a 27 ounce this time, so this is a 2-piece. So when we hit the Samurai,
Adam, I got to start sharing. You know how this. Okay. You know how this goes. I'm thinking about, depending on how tonight goes, everybody, I'll do some rambling here in a minute, trying to share with all of the Jason, I'm on Facebook Live. He just asked me a question. And I usually try to share with everybody here. There's some groups I I don't share with because they're out of my. There's an older group in here, Legends, and I think Legends. I don't share with them because those guys are like probably 5-10 years older, and a lot of them are retired, and they don't. A few of them, not all of them. I like watching what, because Mike Masinko does post a lot on there. He's asking me questions and I'm telling him where I'm at. But I do know some of those. I do know some of those guys. Just to name a few is Dirk Androff. They talk about him in there. I met him years ago. But Buddy Slater from San Antonio. He's north. Actually lives down the road from where I live right now. Boverde, I think. Dick Bartell from here. He's another one too. So I do like watching, and they played around San Antonio too, so I watched a lot of them playing. I played against Richard a few times. Bartell, a little older than me, and he did play in San Antonio, pitched against him, and actually pitched BP to him because he would come out and hit with Billy. Richard Wilburn, too. Firefighter from San Antonio. God, my arm's killing me. My shoulder. And basically, I knew a lot of those. So I do get to see, I do like seeing a lot of that old school stuff because that's when, and the main reason, a lot of them is because they used to hit them logs, 30+ ounce bats, balance bats with most of them. And that was back in the day in the 70s, early 80s when you had to be, you hit a home run back then. You were the man. I didn't want to go circuit talk because I do not want to. That's not really me. Probably next year though. Softball Uncensored, definitely. That's a little bit of a mean group, isn't it? Native American? Hell yes. Dude, I've got so many. Midwest. Kerrville, definitely. Arizona. U-Trip. Slow pitch. Boom. corpus. I'm still fighting. Temple. A lot of Texas. All things softball. Softball Nation. I know this takes a while, but it gives everybody time to actually chime in. Mesquite, El Paso, NorCal, San Antonio, Softball Community Talk, Buy, Sell, and Trade, which I really don't like getting on, but I will. Softball Rehab, they're actually on here. Although their coach won't friend me. Oh, I'm almost done, guys. USSSA, San Antonio Slow Pitch, Huntsman's always. Oh, why did that do that, dude? Oh, 28 already. Sweet. What I'm going to do tonight, it's totally different than what I did Wednesday night. Jason Ramsey. I guess a lot of these people don't know I'm doing Facebook Live. Ask me a question about how old he is and what his bat. That's the biggest question I've gotten in the last week is guys tell me how old they are, and then about this bat that came out, this blackout that came out. I put out a couple of videos. I have one more to put out, and then we're done with that. Not gonna talk too much about it tonight. We've actually just moved on. Take care of everybody. The one thing that a lot of you guys know, but because I'm still getting questions on this, is Porch is taking care of all the problems, and right out of the gate they said they were going to take care of it, which I think is great. You know, I think a lot of bat companies, that needs to be their protocol. Is when they find out there's a problem, all of them, you know, they just take care of it. They don't ask questions, you know, and then they find out what the problem is. And Porch did that. They took care of it, and they're going to find out. They did find out what the problem was, and I think that's pretty good. That's the biggest feedback that I get from guys. Like, I'm getting questions right now. A lot of people don't know I'm on Facebook, but I'm getting questions right now, and basically all day in the last couple of days, I've actually printed out a few questions that I'm going to try to answer tonight. What I told you guys I was going to do, but there's some things at the end of tonight that I want to get into and talk about. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm kind of looking through all my papers here. The one thing I do is I write down bullet points, and then I go through them. The intro, I always do the intro while people chime in here or actually start. You know, I've got 39 right now, which is pretty good for just starting. A few more people are going to chime in here. Facebook, YouTube. I still have the YouTube channel, and what's amazing about the YouTube channel is I have more subscribers now. I lost about 100 plus whenever I started when I went from Senior Softball Bat Reviews to Short Porch. I had about 100 plus subscribers just went away. And I think those were mostly a lot of the reps that were from these other bat companies that actually got out. But I've gained that back. So actually I've gained 200 in the last going on 5 months right now. So I'm growing, you know, I'm back to where I was, and then I'm growing more. I think it's 80 more I've gotten since I started with Short Porch, and that what that tells me is a lot of you guys are interested in knowledge and about bats and the weight distribution, soft, medium, and fast weight distribution numbers. We have not got away from that. We're starting a material that is new to us, Kevlar. There's a lot of misinformation out there about Kevlar. I don't want to talk right here for 2 hours about it. I don't want this to be an hour and a half video like it was Wednesday night, although everybody was engaged all the way through that hour and a half, which I appreciate that. Wednesday night's video was the biggest video I've ever had, ever. And a lot of you guys were chiming in to find out, you know, about Short Porch. What were they doing? You know, 140 at one time was chiming in, watching. Got 400 questions, 420, I think, at one time questions. 10,000 by the next day viewers were watching, and I appreciate that. It's freaking awesome. I haven't seen a lot of, except for U-Trip, that actually can attract an audience like that. And we do have a big platform because a lot of you guys want to know about all of this stuff and want to get educated. I'm not saying, here's another thing too, I want to clear something up. And if I came off on that last video a little hard, I was a little upset about some things that were said, wrong things that were said about Porch, not necessarily too much of the bat reviews that are going out. I won't go after anybody tonight. I won't talk about anybody tonight. I think they serve a purpose, and I wish there were more out there. I will say that too. On all the guys that I mentioned or did not mention the other day, or maybe I referred to, I think we need them. I really do. I think they serve a purpose, and I do not want them to go away. I really don't. They were here when I was here, you know, and I would give my review, and they would get. They wouldn't necessarily agree with me all the time, but I don't. And I've said this from the beginning. I don't want everybody to agree with me. I want these guys to grow. I want them to get better. I mean, I want them to get bigger and better. So I'm not gonna talk bad about them. You know, we're just gonna do us. We're gonna do what we do, and then they can grab. You know, they can do what they do, and I'm not gonna. Which, you know, if I went in that direction on Wednesday, I'm sorry for that, and I apologize for the guys out there. So we're not gonna do that because there's. Somebody asked me the other day, you know, are you upset? And I'm like, no, I'm really not upset. You know, I wish it would have been handled differently, but I'm not upset because I see the future. I see what's going on. I see what we have on the table that's coming in the next 3 months. And I see that. So I'm not, because we had this little hiccup, it doesn't upset me much. I'm glad that we found that a lot of the slower swinging bat guys or the ladies can benefit from this bat. And that's the only thing I can ask for. I just didn't want it to be trashed. I didn't want it to be thrown to the side and nobody can benefit from the bat. But as you can see the videos, that the ladies can benefit from that bat, the blackout. And the older guys, the 70-year-old guys, the 75-year-old guys, they can benefit from that bat. So I didn't want the whole batch, it's out of 500 plus, to be scrapped because I'm using that bat. Trey's using that bat. Trey has a tournament next week. He's using it. I'm taking 2 to Phoenix to use them. Okay, we're saying there was a problem with them, and guys with that low bat speed, we're getting top performing bat. We're getting a top performing bat. What we're doing right now, because me and Trey we're hitting it, and I think we have 84 swings on that 27 ounce. I do, and I've said this in the videos too, is the 28s, and I have a video of Clem coming out tonight. So you got to watch that video too, because with the good comes the bad too. So just watch that video I have coming out of Clem swinging it. But Clem has that top bat speed. Clem has shown that he can hit a 400-foot bomb, right? With his allegedly 63 mile an hour. He's not 63 mile an hour. That's all a joke, guys. So don't think Clem's got 63 mile an hour bat speed. Clem is a hell of a hitter. He hits the ball really far. And I'm trying to prove a point here, right? And we did. We did when we hit it the other day. So I wanted me and Trey to hit it because we're pretty close. I think he's got me in a little bit of the bat speed, but I think we're pretty close, and we're going to swing that 27 to let you guys know the performance on that with guys like with our bat speed. I've already done it with the slower bat speed in the ladies, right? 437. And then now we get a video, and we're going to hit it on Monday. I leave to Arizona on Tuesday night. And then I'm taking 2 of those with me. And I do have, here's the deal, guys. I have my bats. My personal signature series is out there. I actually think, my opinion, that my bat, this bat right here, is better, and I can control it better than that bat that I have out there. So that's the reason I'm taking it. A lot of you guys have to ask me, why don't you swing your bat in Arizona? No, I kind of like this one a little bit better. You guys saw the video of it, me hitting it, especially in Georgia. Makes a great sound. I like the bat. But that's me. That, like they said, that's my opinion when it comes to this. I don't want, like, get back to the bat review, guys. I don't want them. I want everybody to give their opinion. you know. And if I came off too hard on those guys, I'm sorry. I am, and I don't want them. I want them to keep doing what they're doing, basically, because I do think they do a hell of a job. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on every one of them. I wish. Wait. I'm getting text messages. Yes, I actually asked the question. I have to write it down because I will forget it. I get them squirrel moments because I'm old. Instagram, TikTok. We're actually collabing with a TikTok guy right now. We're gonna go deeper into that later. I do have a membership channel, guys. I do talk on that membership channel once a week, and I do say things on that membership channel that I would not say on Facebook, or because you guys have been with me for a long time. And it's $5 a month. You just, and you can sit there and listen to me take questions and answer questions that you guys are talking to me, and I'm going to answer them truthfully as much as I can. I'm not going to get too much into bat building things or what we have coming out, because what I found out that the last one that I have talked too much on there, and the information that I'm giving those guys about the bats that are coming out in the next couple of months have been leaked, and I'm going to kind of shut up about that. Trial and error, guys. You got to see who you can trust and who won't say anything, and then start posting on everything about the bat. And the bat hasn't even been released, and you don't even know the name of the bat. It's a 2-piece bat, just to let you know. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. A lot of you guys asking me about my signature series. Yes, it is coming out. When? I don't know. But it is coming out within the next 3 months, 4 months, something like that. It is not going to be the same color as my bat. It's going to be a different color, but the same, pretty close to the same paint scheme. Not paint scheme. It's going to be darker, because it is going to be Kevlar. All bats going forward with Short Porch will be Kevlar. We're not giving. A lot of people say you're giving up on Kevlar. And why would we give up on Kevlar? Because of this. Kevlar is actually a very good material. A very good material. I will say this. What you've learned about Kevlar in the past, please do not message me and tell me that it doesn't work. We have hit it. If you go up to Trey, you go up to any of the people that hit with us in Texas, you go up to Alan that hits in the Gulf Coast, and try to talk to him about Kevlar doesn't work. These guys have hit it. We have hit it. His little group of guys have hit it. Our signature guys have hit it. It works, especially the way it's made by Short Porch. That's the thing that you guys got to understand. Short Porch is different. We don't do shit like they did 10 years ago, 2016, 2017, which the OG Dudleys, a lot of people are, actually trying to say that the OG Dudleys didn't have Kevlar in it. Well, guys, I was told, and it could have been lied to me, but because I was a bat review guy back then, I was told that it had a layer of Kevlar in it, and depending on where they put the layer of Kevlar. And they were just giving me this whole thing. So that's the reason why I had talked about Kevlar back in the day. I also had somebody chime in and said that I said years ago, and I want to correct them on this, I said years ago Kevlar wasn't any good. I actually never have said that. If anything, I boasted about Kevlar being very good. It's very strong, and it's soft. You guys don't understand that. It's not hard. It's not brittle, right? Kevlar's not brittle. They use it in everything that they need strength in. So what we see in Kevlar is a totally different break-in period. It holds compression for a long time, and we found out that we can get that compression down lower, like I did today, yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? We were hitting, and I got that compression down to 165, and I usually would trash a bat. Any other bat out there, I would give it away at 165. It still has performance on that 165. That tells me that Kevlar on that barrel is very strong and very, very durable when it comes to that. And I'm going to answer a question because I know what you guys are going to ask me. Its elasticity in the barrel is better than any other bat at that compression level. There you go. It's better than any bat at the compression level. The elasticity in the barrel actually responds better, I think. Doesn't implode. And a lot of you guys are asking me that how come these bats are cracking. Guys, It has Kevlar in it. There was a something that was skipped whenever they were doing it. I really don't want to go into it, and I don't want to play the blame game here. There was something that was skipped that had nothing to do with Kevlar. If anything, the Kevlar is helping the bat perform for the older guys and the ladies with that bat speed. It's low. I just got off the phone with a guy right now, says he's got 80-mile-an-hour bat speed, and he's got a 26. He goes, what do you want me to do? I said, turn it in. Turn it in. There are people out there that are waiting for that bat to get turned in, right? Because they want to buy it. And it's usually, this is what I would say to you guys. Let the older guys, 70-year-old guys, because that's what we're getting. We're getting the 60-plus to 70-year-old guys that want that bat. They're sold out, guys. They're not gonna get any more of them, you know, because it was a mistake that was made. We're not going to do that, right? It was actually a mistake that was made that helped out those guys and those ladies. But there are people waiting for that bat to be turned back in. If you got that high 75+ mile an hour bat speed, I would say, or up above 70. Yes, me and Trade has that up above 70, but I like this bat. I'm going to baby it till I get back from Phoenix. And we got back from Phoenix, it's already going to someone else. Charlie Mueller's getting it, matter of fact, because Charlie Mueller's coming back from knee replacement surgery. And he's playing a tournament in December. So I talked to him today. It's going straight to Charlie because he's not going to have his full swing. He's not going to have his 100% swing. So he would benefit better because he's not going to have that stride. He just had knee replacement right after Vegas. And he's excited about swinging the bat because he's heard about it. A lot of you guys that have injuries, this would be the great bat for you because you're not going to generate that bat speed and that bat will last. And it's got great performance on it. If you guys have any questions, the one thing I did not see here. There they are. I couldn't even see what you guys were talking about. Ron Yeager, I got something that you said the other day that I want to address here in a minute. So I'm just trying to go through some things tonight that will clarify what a lot of people are saying out there that's really not true. Kevlar is, I'm just reading it right now. Kevlar is actually very good material to use. We're not going to go away from it. We're going to keep doing it. But on that membership channel, if you guys want to join, I would, you're going to hear stuff me talk about up to a point because I was going to talk about everything, but there's some stuff that had been leaked about my bat too. So I'm not going to go too much far into the name of my bat. It will not be the SUP bat. I'm going to take that away. I thought that was funny. And I thought it was, I didn't get mad about it, about the SUP bat. That's my fault. It should have had an E on the end of it as per Sarah Cox. Thank you very much. I just should have ran it by you. Erica's on here. I talked to Erica today. I want to talk about that too. I talked to Erica today, and guys, you guys have any, get a hold of Erica. She's the best at what she does. The replies that I get from all the people out there that, I'm up at 51 right now. The people out there that believe in this movement have told me numerous times how good Erica is about taking care of problems. She is the best. What I suggested today, I might have suggested it or might have been Jeff, that me and Erica collab a lot more because whenever I do put videos out, she's kind of blindsided whenever she sees the videos. And we're probably going to have a Zoom call, Erica, probably once a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe. We're going to have one on Tuesday, I know, with a group of people from Porch. But on Wednesday or Thursday, I'd like to get together with her and basically talk about what I'm doing because she is social media too. She's like me. I'm in social media all the time where I'm doing stuff, and she is too. So I'm going to get together with her and basically fill her in on everything that I'm doing. Everything when it comes to okay, give you a prime example. Let's say, and I get this a lot, let's say one of you guys call me up and you guys go, I don't have a bat speed tester. How do I know how far I hit the ball? How do you know what my bat speed is? Well, the rule of thumb, and I talked to Eric about this, is if you guys have an exit velo, I think, what is it? The batting cages are out there. will have, I know Short Porch has it because they have that hit tracks in there, but DBAT has an exit velo tester in there. You guys walk into that exit velo tester, the rule of thumb that you could get pretty close. I'm not saying it's precise, but you could get pretty close. If you're hitting, I'm just going to throw a number up there. If you're hitting 80 miles an hour in that exit velo, your bat speed is going to run about 70, low 70, 72. I'm going to give a number about 72 miles per hour if you're hitting an 80 exit velo. So that's the rule of thumb that I know, that I've heard, that I've tested way long time ago back in the day. If you don't have access to an exit velo tester or a swing tester, bat speed tester, they sell them for golf and they sell them head tester, club head tester, and they sell them for softball, fast pitch, baseball, stuff like that. What I have explained to everybody too is how far can you hit the ball? Are you a consistent home run hitter? Can you hit them 300 foot? Can you hit them 10 feet from the fence? If you hit them 10 feet from the fence, you're in that low bat speed, right? And you don't hit a lot of home runs. If you can hit them 310 and you're hitting, every 10 at bats, you're hitting 2 or 3, then you're in that medium low kind of bat speed. If you're consistently hitting it at will, if you want to hit them 340, then you're at high bat speed, 350, that high bat speed. A lot of guys, I don't want to get into that, but a lot of guys will talk about how, I can hit it 400. Guys, and I've said this in videos in the past, 400 is a long way. And I think me and Mark Reeves and Clem and Trey talked about this when we were having breakfast. 400 is a long way. It's not too many people have hit 400. That in senior ball, I'm talking about back in the day, I saw it. You're full of shit, Alan. You're 57 miles an hour. Alan's up there talking smack, talking about his exit velo. So what I'm going to do with Erica is basically talk to her about everything, get her more involved, because she's getting questions that she knows the answer to, but she's not necessarily knows that much. She knows a lot, but I'm just saying the stuff that I'm talking about, because it is new and I am new to this company, and just the little things that you guys are asking her, because she knows most of it, but I want her to learn all of it. I want her, everything that I know, I want all the people from Short Porch to know about, like the Coxes from Phantom Sports. I want them to know. And actually, when I was in Vegas, I talked to them for hours, Sarah too, about weight distribution and all of that other stuff. So yes, I'm going to start talking to everybody that way. And here's the deal, there hasn't been a problem with it. She's very good at what she does, but I don't want there to be a problem with it in the future. That way you guys can get information like that. All you have to do is call her and then talk to her about it, and she will take care of you guys. That's the one thing that I do like about what Short Porch is doing, is they take care of it, and they take care of it fast. So a few things. I'm going to kind of go into questions and answers. Going to be here in a minute, and I'm going to try to see how I play this. I'm going to wait on a few things. I'm going to bring somebody on here in a minute. In a minute, we've been running 30 minutes into it. That's my dog. Yeah, she's a German Shepherd. What I want to do is, there's something I want to talk about that I am very excited about. And I'm not going to get political on you here. I'm just talking about one person that I'm going to talk about right here. And if you guys know me and you know the way I talk, and Clem and all the guys right there know the way I talk, there is somebody that's going to be taking over. And this is the only political thing I'm going to say. There is somebody that's going to be taking over something that I really am passionate about. Really am passionate about this. And I think it's going to help a lot of seniors out there. And I think it's going to help a lot of people that have injuries. I think it's going to help with stem cell, peptides, testosterone replacement therapy, HGH, is Robert F. Kennedy, JFK. Guys, he's taken over, I guess what Trump appointed him to, and he's going to go in there, and it's all the health stuff that happens in the United States, right? He's going to go in there and he's going to wipe that. He's going to just take care of all that stuff, because if you look at the man, he's in very good shape, right? And I think, because I listen to him quite a bit, I do like what he talks about our environment, other than the oil. I do like the way he talks about the stuff that's in our food. And I really do hope, and I have heard that he's going to go in there. There's so many things that people will leave the United States to do. And it's been going on for years. And a lot of athletes have done this too, that have been going on to Mexico and going to Europe just to get stem cell back in the day, where the FDA doesn't approve any of that stuff. And I think what he's bringing to that table is going to benefit a lot of you guys watching, because you're going to be able to get peptides, because I'm a firm believer in peptides. You know, BPC 157 is not legal to get. So what happens when he does this, when he goes in there and do this, it makes it readily available for all these people, is you don't get fakes anymore, right? So when I heard about what he was taking charge of, I think that's amazing, what he's going to bring to the table, what he's going to do about our water, what he's going to do about our, when it comes to that, you know, when it comes to all that stuff that's in our food. You know, things that get approved, things that get put on the shelf, even though it does work. The reason I'm talking about this, because I have been involved with S.A.R.M.S, selective androgen receptor modulators. I think some of those are actually really good for you, because they were developed years ago for cancer patients, right? For muscle wasting disease. So a lot of you guys don't know this, because it actually has been put on the, no, Alexander, no. So, I already got somebody coming on. So what I like what he's bringing to the table, basically. And a lot of you guys may not know that, but a lot of you guys don't know him. The guy's a great, Clem has got the nasal spray on that. But hell, let's say he goes in there and opens it up for everybody, and stem cell and all this other new stuff that's coming out that you guys don't even know about. But the reason I know about it, because I was around athletes because of my wife. A lot of basketball players I talked to, and I knew where they were going, you know, to get all this stuff done. BC 157, all this other stuff is going to be available for us to take through a doctor's prescription. So you're going to get the good shit, right? Guys, I am a firm believer in BPC 157. I was injecting my knee when I tore my meniscus. It's healed now. I don't have no meniscus. Now, is that what healed? I don't know, because I took the injection for the rooster cone stuff. There's another name for it, but I took that injection, and it still was hurting me, but I started shooting that joint up with BPC 157. Took a while. Took about 5-6 months, but guys, it doesn't hurt me anymore. I don't have to wear my knee brace. That's what makes me want to talk about it. Yeah, I like him too, because what he brings to the table, that knowledge. And he's a ripped guy. He not only does he talk about it, not only does he wants to correct it, he works out. The guy looks good. I think that human growth hormone, as you get older, should be readily available to everybody with a doctor's prescription, is what I'm saying. You know, all these are doctor's prescription. I'm not saying black market stuff. Black market has so many fake things out there. So that's my political rant that I'm talking about. I think this guy is going to bring so much, because health-wise, to the United States, get rid of a lot of shit they're putting on foods out there. Guys, listen to this, right? Go to Mexico at least once every 2 years, Mexico City. There's foods I just can't eat, right? So I go to Mexico City, and I'm not sick I don't break out, you know, for like 5 days that I'm there, because the food is not like our food. The milk, like he talked about the milk. You know how much shit goes in our milk? You know, and he's going to go in there and kind of correct all that stuff. I think it'll make us healthier. Aches and pains, you're not going to be too much, you know, and this is in the future. This is going to take a little while. He's got to implement it and get it in there. But we're going to feel so much better, because the shit that they're spraying on the crops right now, and I can go into that, and I know a lot about that. It's really not good for you. So when you're getting, Mexico City actually has a lot of their stuff that they're growing in the mountains, and they bring it down and they sell it there. And a lot of the restaurants around there will buy that stuff, and it's raw. It's actually almost like going to like a Sun Harvest or a Whole Foods to get their stuff there, because it doesn't have all that shit in it. So that's what I was excited about, that I want to talk to you about. I know that's a little political, but that's just things I wanted to say it looks good, and that was one of the exciting things on what he was bringing to the table, because I've always been a fan of his, you know, when it comes to that, when it comes to what he wants to do with that. I was asked this question, and I'm going to go on right into that before I bring somebody on here in about 15 minutes. I was asked, there's people texting me right now. Guys, that's like every 15 minutes I get this. I just saw Jason come up here in a minute. I'm going to go through some questions, and I'm not going to go back. Guys, I got one more video come up with Clem on this this blackout, but we're moving forward. That's it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm not going to be. That's it. It's done. It's over with. And we knew this 3 weeks ago before all this stuff happened. We're on a schedule to do things, right? We're on this schedule to do things, and we're not going to get off the schedule. We got other stuff coming out. I'll talk about that in a minute, but we got other stuff coming out that I think you guys are going to love. And and it's new tech. Again, it's new tech. It's new weight distribution. It's new. It's a lot of new moving weights around that will better everybody's performance out there. It's new people that are coming on in the next 4 months that will benefit. One of the questions was, how do you break these bats in? The only thing I can tell you about that is like I've always done. And if you guys ever watch Senior Softball Bat Reviews, I did it all the time. I hit 52 300s or spinners the first round that we hit. We let it rest. We hit it no more than 15 times. I think the average was like 12. You will hear Clem right now, because he got in trouble for this a while back, he'll count. So every time that he starts hitting, he'll count. We let it rest. Somebody else will grab it. The guy that's coming up behind Clem will grab it the next round. So we do let it rest a little bit. Ron Yeager, 52 300s, definitely. And you start off by taking, because our first round, we're not ripping at it, guys. We're not ripping. We're probably doing 50 to 75% of our swing. Guys have done this for years with me. My whole crew knows this, except for that one we were hitting the other day, because I wanted to see how many swings we get on before we broke it. That was that 26-ounce blackout. So we didn't do that. We didn't rest that bat. We went all the way through it with the slower swinging bat people, and got 430 something swings on it. So yeah, my personal bat I will baby, right, on my gamer. When we were doing Senior Softball Bat Reviews, our first round was nothing with 52 300s and the lower compression balls, half swings, and we hit spinners on our first round. Then after that, kind of picked it up a notch. So that's where you should be. 437. Thank you, Clem. I don't have the paperwork here in front of me, and I forgot. So definitely to break in Kevlar in, this is some new stuff for us. I will tell you this. Kevlar on the bats going forward will get you there faster than any bat out there. And that is no joke. That Kevlar I swung the other night was on that 27 ounce I swung the other day. I got it down to a 180 compression in I think it was like 20 swings. I got it down to 180 compression, and it started off at 205. So definitely, there was another question in here I wanted to say, talk to you guys. Somebody out there said, and this is the funny part about this too, and people just get out there. But here's the reason why I want to answer these questions, because there's so much misinformation out there about everything. And they say wrong composite used and manufactured, therefore not worth the money at any cost. Guys, it was not the work. It was not. Now, how would this guy know about the composite unless he was up there in China building the bat? It was made with Kevlar. That was not the process that was either skipped, or that wasn't the process that the bat went through. It wasn't the Kevlar. So the bat, as you can see, for those lower, I have the question in. I was thinking about another question, but on those, they didn't miss that process. But you have these people out there going, "This is the reason why it's doing it." You don't know. We know more than that. I mean, we already know what the problem was. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. because that'll be us not taking responsibility. We're taking responsibility for what happened. It's breaking too soon. I hope the whiteout is the answer to the durability question. Could last forever with the ladies and the low bat speed guys. Not necessarily. Because if you guys remember, short porch actually does soft, medium, and hard. That one that's coming out, that wig popper that's coming out, from what I can tell because of the testing that we did on it, it's on that medium soft to that medium hard kind of in there, and the hard guys can swing it too and still get 450 swings on it. That is the projection that we were going to do on this bat, but it's the same as the whiteout. So you can't stick that bat into a lady's hand and expect her to get the performance on it. She will if she's got that higher bat speed, right? Or that guy that has that 50 mile an hour bat speed. That's how come we're talking, because this movement is that we do soft, medium, and hard. We've always done, but last year we've done that too. That's like saying, okay, Ron Yeager, you have DI out there that has great bat speed. He's going to be able to swing that bat really good, get it down to compression test at 190 and stay there. So that's what I'm saying, and stay there for a long time. So these guys, a lot of people are just, I call it throwing stuff out there, and hopefully are giving their input on it, and I think, is Kevlar's durability affected by the temperature outside? No, it is not. And I'm answering questions because we are doing Kevlar, and I need to get these questions out there and get them talked about. That's what it's going to be at, Ron. I think on your bat too, that's coming. But does the temperature outside does not affect carbon, does not affect Kevlar. It's the rosins that are put inside of it that the temperature can affect. Now, I've said this before, and I might have some new people on here tonight, but what happens with our bats, and we have Leslie and Jeff make it here in the United States. They fly it over there so that the temperature does not affect it, and then they fly it back, right? And then it's in a truck and it gets delivered to us. So temperatures aren't going to get too high on the Kevlar bats. Even if they did, the way Leslie mixes the rosins and the adhesives in these bats is phenomenal. I mean, she's got her own little system that she does. I don't ask her anything about it. Jeff has his own little system that he does about it, and I don't ask them. I don't ask them questions about that. Ain't none of my business on how they're doing it. I just know it works. So no, I actually think that I don't think you leave any bat out in the sun, and I've said this too in the past. I don't think you leave any bat out there setting where the temperatures can get to it, because UV rays too can affect rosin. So I actually think that the reason I'm laughing because there's a ball bag. Jeff and everybody up Short Porch is developing that. I don't want to spill the beans on the ball bag. So it has a lot to do with temperature, because I think temperature can affect rosins, but for some reason it's because of Leslie. It's not affecting the Short Porch bats. Here we go. Herb Oliver. Are you watching, Herb? Chad Jennings. If the two bats are different between the blackout and a whiteout, why would anybody want the whiteout? Well, the whiteout is for different bat speeds. The whiteout was what was supposed to be developed with a different paint job. The whiteout is going to be a badass Kevlar bat. You guys are going to see. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. The blackout will never be made again. The blackout, it might be made somewhere in the next 6 months, tweaked a little bit, but it will never be made again. That's the deal. There was a mistake that was made that we found out, and that bat will not be made again. So yes, answer a little bit of your question would be, we're waiting for bats to be returned with those 75 plus mile an hour bat speed so we can get it into the slower bat speed's hands, because I think it would be amazing in their hands. How does the blackout compare to the soda pop? Soda pop lasts a little longer, and the Kevlar far more superior than the blackout composite. Weight distribution numbers on that blackout, on that soda pop are different. We're more like an end load, half-ounce end load, quarter-ounce end load on that soda pop. It's got great response, but the blackout is far more superior. It's Kevlar. It's got Kevlar in it, you know. I hope I can get through all these. Jaeger's question. Jaeger was on here a minute ago. Kevlar is the movement, Jaeger. And you asked me this question the other day, and let me actually, Sam, cleared this up for me. You were asking it as a player rep, if the bat sells and the bat breaks, do you send it back to the player rep? No, you don't. You send it. You get a hold of Short Porch, Erica. Talk to Erica about it, and boom. And somebody said on here the other day that I hope they pay for my shipping. Well, I think Erica and Short Porch and Cage and all them will actually send you a shipping label. So to answer that question, exactly, you don't need to be spewing out, you know, because it never happened, that I hope they pay for my shipping for 2 bats to be sent back. They're going to send you a shipping label, guys. So don't worry about that, you know. They're taking care of everybody. If you got any 27s, can you send them in, though? Yes or no on swinging AD Star spinners on the blackout? These are, I like these questions, guys. Oh, badass question there. Let me explain something to you that I hear from different people out there. I've used AD Stars. When I started using them, a lot of people said they were trash. And a lot of people said they would fall apart on you. I still have my 80 Star spinners right now. Yes. I still have my spinners on me right now. They have not blown up a bat as long as I've been Johnny, really? They have not blown up a bat as long as I've been hitting them. We have not cracked a bat on a spinner, and they're the higher performance ones, right? Now, you're talking about a bat, but then again, if you know these spinners, they fly. They fly pretty good. They don't fly as good, in my opinion, as a 44-375 compression ball, which is the mortar ball that we have. They're not that good because we're not hitting them out of a baseball field, right? We'll get close every once in a while, but they're not going that far. We hit the 44-375s out. I love that ball. I do think it's a little bit too heavy for the blackout. I think you need to stick with 52-300s and hit that lightly to get it there. But guys, on that blackout, it's not going to take long. Just get used to the swing weight and put it in your bag. Or here's the deal. Right now, because it's cold outside here, right now you shouldn't be touching any of these bats, these blackouts. You should be getting them if you have that high bat speed and send them back. The 27s especially. Todd had asked, how long do you rest the bat? Same thing. All the Kevlars, guys, because we don't know. It's new to us. It's new to us the way that it was mixed. So I would do the same thing I've always done, 10 to 12 times. Let it rest for like 10 to 15 minutes. Let it cool down and not in the sun. I actually stick mine in my little bag, my little plastic. Yeah, it's probably a carbon. Is the whiteout going to have the same barrel? The same barrel as what? They didn't ask that. Same barrel as the blackout? No, it is not. So the whiteout's going to be what our prototype was. You guys remember the hype videos about the prototype? That's going to be the whiteout. That's going to be the whiteout. It's going to weight distribution numbers on it coming out should be, and I'm pretty sure Jeff already corrected this problem, and it's going to be, is on a 26 ounce, it's going to be 16.8 on the end, 17 on the end, and it's going to have an 8, 9, and a 9 on the hands. That is it. That's going to be the 2-piece. Well, I'm not even going to talk about 2-piece yet. because I don't know if I'm supposed to about the 2-piece. 12-inch barrel, definitely. All wig poppers going forward, even the Kevlar is a 12-inch barrel. The wig poppers are not going away. Used to be bats that'll come and go with names on them. Wig poppers not leaving. That is their first bat. That is the trophy bat. That is the bat that everybody that got Short Porch started back in the day. That's not going away. It'll always be a 1-piece 12-inch bat. And I really don't think that they're going to do anything other than, like, my bat was a 12.25. I really don't think. I didn't even read that. There actually is one coming out. See, and all of our guys are still with us. So you're still going to get the same. It's not changing. D.I. is going to be with us. Brandon Murray's going to be with us. You have Ron that's on here all the time. Is going to be with us. How can we get rid of those guys? Those guys are freaking awesome. Will I have the same problem with a whiteout if my bat speed is 85? No way. No way. Whiteout's different. Like I was talking about, weight distribution numbers are different. It's more like a little bit, in my opinion, it's more like a little bit more than a 1/2 ounce end load, not necessarily 3/4 ounce end load. So it's a little bit more. So definitely, no, you will not. Definitely, Dennis, on this Kevlar bat. Does the 10 or more hits and let it rest apply to Kevlar? Yes, definitely. I think that's more of not creating more damage on the rosin, because I did a video about this about 4 years ago. What you don't want to do on any kind of bat that has a rosin, not just necessarily the carbon or the Kevlar, you don't want to damage that rosin. It's almost like barely cracking the glass. It's like, instead of shattering the glass, when you take something hard and you hit it, it's almost like just pushing on the glass and cracking it. That way you get big chunks in the rosin instead of powderizing the rosin, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll talk to you later about it. But I want to treat every bat the way I've treated them in the last 15 years when we were doing the bat reviews. Basically let it rest, hit it, light swings at the beginning, 52 300s. Spinners, I'd said that a minute ago when I was talking about the spinners. I got off track. On those spinners, guys, I don't have a problem with spinners, and I might have said this too. There's a few people out there that said they're too tough on bats. They're really hard on bats. I would not take the risk doing this blackout because it's something different here. So go back to hitting the spinners whenever we do the whiteout and the bats that are coming after the whiteout. So I would go back to the spinners later, hit 52 300s, going here on out and doing light swings with it. It's going to last you a little bit longer. That's basically hitting this bat. I want it to last as long as I could, right? Especially when I did my 27. So I want it to last me right when I get back, all the way till I get back from Phoenix. And then it's going to Charlie Mueller. So basically that. There was something that was talked about with, that I don't even know if I want to talk about this, about GS Sports, guys. Let me explain something to you when it comes to all these other sporting good companies out there that Short Porch does do business with. And he was butthurt, and I'm not going to say his name because he was going under anonymous. I actually do know his name, but he was going under anonymous and actually posting out and ripping on GS Sports. Let me explain to you something, guys. If you bought something from GS Sports and you have a problem with it, you can turn it back into Short Porch and they will make it good by an exchange for the whiteout. They will not give you your money back, right? Because that bat was bought from another company. Okay, but the distribution numbers on the bats that you'll be getting back from Short Porch are different. Okay, that's the way we can distinguish what bat is sent where. So that's another thing too. I'll clear that up later when I talk to Jeff too. But all these, don't get mad because the bat is in transit and you're trying to cancel your order, and it has nothing to do with them. It's UPS that actually handles that, right? And they have our FedEx, and they have no control over that, and it's on its way. So just receive the bat, turn around, get a hold of Erica, tell her what happened, and they'll send you a whiteout back. They will not give you your money back, though, because you bought it from them, didn't buy it from us. So that's another thing, too. So I would not, like he was talking about, just deny it when it shows up. Well, a lot of people can't be there, and they actually show up, they put on, and they take off. It's hard to catch them. So just let it, don't worry about it. Just let it arrive, turn around, get a hold of Erica. She'll take care of it. Are they going to make another blackout? No, they're not. This is it. This is all of them. They're not making any more because it wasn't supposed to be out, guys. It wasn't supposed to be out. And the whiteout's going to take over. Whiteout's the same barrel, right? Different paint job. I think a better paint job. It's got, and you guys know what I think about matte finish, right? Compared to a actually glossy finish. I love matte. I've talked about this in the past. I've talked to this about bat manufacturers in the past, not just show Porch, but bat manufacturers, about how much I like a white, actual matte finish on a bat. Guys have talked to me. I've talked to them. I said, go with a matte finish. I think it grabs the ball a little bit better. Is the whiteout going to be weighted like the OG wig popper? Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. That's the big question right there that I think a lot of people wanted to know. The weight distribution numbers on this blackout are different. We didn't call for those weight distribution numbers. I'm reading Clem. So yes, it's going to be more, maybe not exact, but maybe 2/10 off a little bit in the good way, you know, because of the Kevlar, because I think we might be going a little bit heavy on the end, 2/10 heavy, 1/10 heavy on the end, because the Kevlar can handle it. Kenneth. Guys, these are the questions that I get. And I'm not going to say your last name. Does bat speed mean that much? If you hit the ball in the sweet spot consistently, ball will last. It will last longer. That's not true. And I'm not going to sit here and talk to you for 30 minutes why that's not true. That's not true. Bat speed means everything. Guys, I've been talking about this for years. Short Porch has been talking about this for years. Definitely, John, 100%. John said, if you don't cut the ball, I didn't see don't, but if you don't cut the ball, does the matte finish make the difference over the glossy? It does, but not as much as cutting. Cutting actually helps with a matte finish. You'll still get good performance off the matte finish compared to the glossy if you square it up. That's just me, because you'll roll it over too. Now, you don't just square up everything, you kind of roll it over. So you get those whack, those balls that go right straight into the ground. Brian, what is the chance of remaking? I already answered this question. Remaking the bat with upgrade specs and keep the same color. That would be the whiteout. That's the whiteout. Upgrade the specs. The whiteout is that bat. So get a whiteout. He's a newbie. Guy's a newbie. If a bat is tested at 151 is okay, why is a shave bat, I was talking about compression, I guess. Why is a shave bat really just, in other words, if a bat tested, see, he doesn't understand this. If a bat is testing at 151, and then you get a shave bat tested at 151, what's the difference? Big difference. For one's durability, you won't get durability out of the shave bat. Another thing, yes, definitely. Another thing, too, is it performs better. Any bat performs better if you shave it. Any bat across the board performs better if you shave it. There was a question in here that I wanted to get to that a bat manufacturer out there talked about. Not a bat manufacturer. Somebody else out there talked about. What are the numbers on a 28-ounce bat? 28-ounce bat got 18 on the end. 18.2, I think, Clem. Maybe you can come up with those numbers. 18.2, and it's got 10. I'm going to say it's going to have 10.5 on the hands, 10.6 on the hands. Clem swung it a couple of days ago. He can tell you how it reacted. Don't tell him everything, Clem, because I got to put that video out. And I don't want it to be, I want it to be kind of a surprise. That's another bat speed question. People don't understand the bat speed answer. I don't want to. I'm not going to answer that one because that's a question that I don't think should be out there. An answer that should be out there. And basically was talking about the bat that was built. How was it built? Not that one either. Basically, they were asking me about if the bat, why couldn't you build a bat like this? Why couldn't you build, definitely, Ron, and why couldn't you build a bat like this bat is built? And that was the thing that I actually talked to Jeff about and Leslie. Like, wow, this is a mistake that happened that we might want to go in the future and do, and maybe redo it and maybe toughen it up. But it'd have to be another bat. It would have to be, for one, you would have to get how the mistake was made and get all the ingredients in the mistake, the formula on how the mistake happened, and then you could do a bat like this. But dude, the wig popper is the wig popper. We're not going to a 12-inch bat that's out there that you can call another blackout or anything like that. Wig popper's wig popper. We got a badass one coming out. We're not going backwards, guys. This is something that happened to be a mistake that helps the women and helps the lower bat speed people, but we're not going back to it. We've already got 5 things on our plate going in the next 6 months, 8 months. We're not going backwards. We'll go, whoa. No. We got other shit coming out. So no, we're not going to do that. There was a, Lamb will tell you the weight distribution numbers. I don't think he has them, but I think it's around 18 on the end. On that 28 ounce, 18.2 on the end. Clem, and I think it's got close to 11 on the hands. Weight distribution numbers, we didn't know we were going to be like that. Here's the one that I wanted to get to. And I already did that one. Last one, guys. Last one, then I'm moving on. I got a mess over there. And I want to move on to this. There was somebody on the internet that was doing hitting. And what they said was because these gentlemen were hitting with a high bat speed. High bat speed. And what they said, and I don't want this to be out there as misinformation. It really wasn't misinformation, but I really want to talk about this because they said something that across the board does not apply to everybody. They said any bat with a 245 compression, because they compression tested this bat before they swung it. It wasn't our bat. It was someone else's bat. All these guys got great performance on that 245 compression. But if you notice that everybody that swung that bat had high bat speed, what we found out at Short Porch was that you can't put a 245 compression across the board and expect it to perform for those lower and the women, the lower bat speed and the women. We already knew that, right? So we're not building 245 compression bats for everybody. We are building 245, Brandon Murray, DI. Those bats are 235, 245 compression because those guys can handle that. They're going to bring that bat down slowly. It's going to take longer for it to break in because it's got a little bit tougher barrel because of their bat speed, right? And we're building medium bat speed for people. That compression is going to be 210, 215, around there. Is that what it is, Clem? 17.5. Read it. Clem's going to be out there. That compression is going to be, on that medium bat speed, roughly around 215. On the lower bat speed, it's going to be 200. My bat compression tested at 205 on me from my bat speed, which was medium low, right? Durability through the roof. I love the way it performed on the SUP bat, the SUP bat. So yes, that bat speed. But what the misinformation out there is when somebody that has that low bat speed, when somebody has that low bat speed and they read that, they actually automatically think that they need to get a compression, a one that compression tests at 245. So they go out and buy that bat and it's not going to perform for them because they cannot compress that wall because they don't have the bat speed to do it. So they're partly right. And for them, for that, 100-mile-an-hour bat speed. I know I'm just saying 100 miles an hour, and that's pretty high. That's pretty high, 100 miles an hour. But let's say 80 to 100 mile an hour bat speed. 245 compression is awesome for those guys, right? Oh, definitely, Ron, right there. If you can get a 220, 225 compression and bring it down to a 190 to 200, that is perfect. That is perfect for Ron and those guys swing that have that upper swing. But to get that 200, okay, listen to this. I'm going to give you some numbers here. To get that, and I'm kind of giving up a lot here, man, but I'm trying to prove something here and educate you guys. Because on lower bat speed, the guys that we had swinging this bat the other day, the guys that we had swinging that, you want to start off at a 200 and bring that down to a 160, 165. And then they would love that bat because it's fitting their bat speed. That's as far as I'm going to go on that because I'm giving up too much shit right there anyway. That's how come we are building bats to fit people's swing, not really one size fits all. This bat right here just so happened to drop in that lower category. By mistake, it will not be produced again. It's it when we get rid of them. You guys out there, and it's the last thing I'm going to say on this bat. You guys out there that have that 75+ mile an hour bat speed, turn it in. Turn it in for somebody. Get you one of those whiteouts. You're going to love that freaking whiteout. Turn it in. Let somebody else benefit from that barrel that has that lower bat speed. We got guys asking for them. I'm telling you right now that want that bat. Because they saw the video, they seen how it performed with my 70-year-old guys swinging it that are choppers that just hit base hits, hit the middle, over the middle, hitting gaps. That is a great bat for them. For you guys muscle heads out there, his bat's gonna blow up on you. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. So definitely, guys, I'm gonna go through right now before I bring somebody on. I hope she's still here. Or not good. It's already been an hour, and I didn't want to do that, but I got a lot of people watching. I'm gonna go through a list of things here, and basically talk about the supplements that I'm taking. And then go through, because I've been asked this question, what do I take? What do I take? And I do want you guys to look into this. Folate, guys, I hope you can see that. B12 folate is actually, it dissolves in your mouth. It tastes pretty good. Guys, do some research on folate, okay? Not the stuff they put on your food. That is poison, the shit that they put on your food. Poison. This is different. Do some research. I'm not going to go through it right here because I'll be here for another 30 minutes. Everybody needs to have that right there. Folate. B12 too. I was deficient in B12, so I do take it. I need to set these on the side because I do need to take them out of here. Another thing too, guys, daylight savings time has changed. We're going into the winter months. Everybody that was watching me, and I got 55 people watching right now. Guys, D3 with K2. This is the good shit right here too. You see that? That's the name of the company that I get to. This is good shit. I've done research on it. This is very good shit, right? Everybody out there should be taking D3 at this time of year because of sunshine. You're not outside. It's cold outside. You're not getting outside. You're not getting rays put on you. Definitely. You got to be doing D3 in the off season. Tutka is good for the gut. Tutka is good for the liver. Everybody out there needs this because all the crap we got in our food, all the crap we got in our water. Tutka's good for the liver. This is the best that I have actually. And guys, I don't have discount codes with all these people. That's another one too. Burberry. Guys, you guys want to drop a little bit of weight. This stuff's really good for you. I want you to do some research on this too. The ladies too, right? This is actually some really good stuff for increasing metabolism and actually dropping some weight right here. This is the stuff that I get. I really do like it. I've done some research in it too because I kind of narrowed it down. I've been on this for probably about 3 years now. And it does help you lose the weight and other things. Look at what it does for you. Magnesium. And here's the deal. I talk about magnesium for cramps. I put guys on magnesium, their cramps go away, right? But there's so much magnesium out there, you got to get this magnesium. That doesn't upset your stomach. If you guys grab some magnesium, it hurts your stomach. Don't. Get this one. This one is very good on your stomach and does not bloat you. Mega benfotiamine, right here. I do take this too, at 250 milligrams. It's actually B1, but it's the benfotiamine. It's like thiamine too. Thiamine's B1, and it actually is very good for you. The benfo is actually a supercharged B1, is what it is. My dog's going crazy again. And Clem's favorite, and not necessarily Trey's, but Clem's favorite. And if these guys are out there, we're looking for a sponsorship from them. And it's Pygeum right here. If you guys, all the men watching this right now, you need to start on this once a day. This is 500 milligrams. Don't read that 1,500. It's 500 milligrams one day. Take one every morning. That's wrong. Guys, this is very good for the prostate. Very good for the prostate. It's Pygeum. It's cheap too. Find out who makes it, how it's made. Just don't listen to me. Go in there and start doing research on all this stuff, and get on it. It's very good for the prostate. It does. Just look at what it does for the prostate. Look what it does for the kidneys. Look what it does for the urinary tract. It keeps a lot of that healthy, the bladder and everything like that. So definitely this stuff too, guys. Why are you answering me those questions, man? I get so much shit from people that aren't watching this, so they're really not fans, I guess. Here we go. Creatine. And guys, get this creatine, because I've taken every creatine that you can take. This stuff is not, it doesn't bloat you, it doesn't bloat you, it doesn't, I hope you guys can see that because I got shit in front of the camera. It doesn't bloat you, it doesn't give you cramps, because there's other creatines out there that do. And this stuff is really good. I've actually recommended it to people and they love it, right? Creatine is good for the brain, especially us older guys. Creatine is good for the body. You know, I take it every day. Off season especially, because I'm going to start my workout routine in when I get back from Phoenix, I start guiding about 2 weeks, but I'm going to start my workout routine, and we have a gym up there where I can guide where I'm guiding at Rock Springs. So I will not stop working out in the off season. I always work out in the off season. Yes, it's the powder. I do not take the pills. I take the powder. Definitely, I could go into a couple other supplements, but I don't think I'm getting too far into this. But definitely creatine, guys. Creatine's not bad. Your creatine level is going to go high. Your doctor's going to freak out because your creatine level is going to go high. But just explain to him what you're taking, creatine, and he should back off from you and let you go ahead and take it. I haven't taken a drink of water in I don't freaking know how long. I should have been doing this a while back. Guys, you got any questions? You look here who I got.
Sorry.
It's working the other way. The other way. There you go. No, you're good.
Oh,
the other
okay.
way. There, right there. Actually, you sit it to the front of you. Guys, this is Rachel Good. I wanted to bring her on here because of that ladies division, and basically ask her some questions about the ladies. I know Matt Barnes the other day had a Victoria, I think it was Shaw. I think it was her. And give me a little background on what Rachel doesn't know why I brought her on here. Give me a little background on what you do. I mean, you told me earlier you got started in fast pitch,
Yeah.
right?
I started playing when I was little. My dad got me into it, and he played fast pitch when he was growing up and even as an adult. So my sister and I started playing and just fell in love with the sport. And probably the best thing that softball brought me at that point was not only just the friendships, but a college education. So I got a scholarship.
Where'd you go to school?
UNLV.
UNLV?
Yep.
Sweet. And did you do what a lot of, when you got out of fast pitch, did you go into softball?
Well, Also, my senior year at college was the last draft of the pro fast pitch league, actually, when it was around that first time around.
Yeah.
So I was drafted with about 30 other girls, and then the league folded because there was no funding.
Yeah, I remember those
Yeah,
times.
that was back in 2001. So at that point, it's like, okay, what do you do? So I moved back home, the Sacramento area, after a year, and started playing slow pitch with a bunch of my sister played a lot, and her husband at the time, her ex-husband, was playing
Yeah.
major ball. So I just got into playing with them and got on a women's team and just went from there.
And then you started playing on Wim's team, and then you retired, didn't you? Didn't you say that you had got
Yeah.
out of it for a while?
Yeah, so I'm in law enforcement. So with this work schedule, I just didn't have time to play every weekend, and the U-Trip schedule just got really, really hectic. So I had to focus on work a little bit more, and so I ended up retiring. Um, and then a friend of mine said, "Hey, let's go play seniors together. We play growing up fast pitch, so it's one tournament a month type deal out here." I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
perfect schedule for me."
Yeah. So give you guys a background. We were at when the ladies showed up to actually play in Vegas. There was, in the managers meeting, there wasn't a lot of ladies that would come and walk around. And I've been there. I've been going to that managers meeting every year for 15 years. And she come up and stopped at our table and started just talking to us about and asking questions, because you knew who I was because of
Yep.
Senior Softball Bat Reviews, and when you got back into softball, you kind of looked at some of my videos. But and that's how come we kind of, because you were talking to Jeff at first, and Jeff was talking about getting you girls out some bats for the next day, and then all of a sudden I step in and you start talking to me, and we started talking about weight distribution. We started talking about height, because you had one of your girls there was like 6'8" or something like that, and
She feels like
she
it.
was tall.
Yeah, she's I
And
think
I'm like, I'm
6'1",
looking up at
6'2".
her. Yeah, and I was telling her, well, I'd put you in this bat, is the bat I would put her in, because she has so much leverage. So that created a little friendship between me and you, where you came around the next day. I kind of went out and talked to you, and then you would show up to Todd and Sarah's booth, and we kind of talked. And I what I liked about what you were doing was your passion, basically, about, and I always have had a soft spot in my heart for women's softball. My wife plays, she played college fast pitch, right? And then when she got out, she went right into softball. And that was a transition that actually took a little while, because the trajectory of the ball that comes in. But defensive wise, on God, a lot of the ladies out there, I would rather sit there and watch. And I was actually watching the ladies up there too when I was in Vegas. I like it. I think it's a lot more defense, situational hitting, the home runs. I really don't like much playing or anymore, or watching is the major plus, because it's just a lot of bombs, and I like watching the ladies. Charlie Mueller, I blame him for this. A few years back, he got me involved watching women's fast pitch. And I'm not really a guy that will sit there and watch a baseball game for a long time. Have I? Yes. I'm not into football anymore because it has changed. I'm not into baseball anymore because it has changed. But the one thing I started watching was college fast pitch in the ladies, and I was hooked. I watch that all the time. I'm impressed. I've coached. Matter of fact, the guy that you see hitting in that video with me is Mikey Garibay. We've coached women's teams in the national and won championships. He is a very good coach, and my wife played with him. So I traveled with them when I retired. I traveled with them and pitched to them and just talked to them about softball. Zena Rossi that hits with us, me and her got a relationship where we're bantering back and forth each other, but I like that, and I think it's amazing. What is on the West Coast, because that's where you're at, California area, what is the involvement on the ladies there? Is it like the guys? Because I hear the guys are like, it's hard to find tournaments to play in, even with the guys.
It's very difficult for us. We are limited to, I have not yet to see a U-Trip women's senior softball tournament out here. And I'm up north, so I'm not down south. So we're Northern California. Southern California has like Palm Springs and that kind of stuff. So it's really easy for them to go out to the Field of Dreams out there where they have all the big tournaments.
Yeah.
They have some men's U-Trip down in like the Central California area, which is about 2-3 hours away from us. But we just have SSUSA, and then NCS has tried to put some stuff together. But like, I mean, even our women's night leagues are dwindling. Um, and just, I mean, our big softball complex out here that we have one set of turf fields, but then we have one that's been around since, gosh, the 90s, which is kind of
Yeah.
the central complex. And they're down to 1 or 2 league nights a week, just because you're not getting the draw right now for some reason.
Yeah. Well, Matt Barnes had talked about hitting that West Coast too. And I think he pulled on Victoria Shaw to actually help him in that women's division. But what I do see, and I heard this last night, and I don't necessarily agree too much in it about when I go to Vegas, and I've been there every year, I do see a lot of the women's division kind of taking off a little bit. And I've been to Florida, and maybe it's just bigger in Florida because a lot of people from the senior do retire there. So I think it's when you get in that area, in that Florida, I think it's different than California, and I don't understand why. Because I back 15 years ago, I actually thought California had some of the best softball players, women and men, coming out of that division. And now it looks like, you know, because I hear from the guys too, where there's tournaments are few and far between, so you actually have to travel.
Yeah, and what we're doing now just to get our swings in before like our major tournaments, because like out here with SSUSA on the West Coast, we get Rockin' Reno, which is one of their pretty big tournaments. That's Memorial Day weekend. So we'll go play in the local U-Trip tournaments, or they have it's Legacy Sports that throws a lot of tournaments out here, or they have, I see a lot of the smaller organizations fighting for tournaments on the same weekend. So you get 4 tournaments in, you know, at this park and maybe 4 at another park. And we don't combine forces to say, hey, let's have a great tournament and a great show out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and what we've done with NCS a little bit is we've knocked it down to 35 and over for the women. So we can get those other women to start get interested saying, hey, this is an option to have senior softball coming up. So they can kind of start getting into the game a little bit more.
Do you still play like U-Trip? Not only senior softball, but do you have regular U-Trip ladies ball that the 40-year-olds can jump into? Any kind of those tournaments? Are there those dwindling too?
Yeah, well, no, we have those all over, and it's but it's not the senior division. It's just, I mean, we're playing against the girls right out of college, or the conference players. Like one of our fun charity tournaments that we have up here was a 200-foot fence unlimited bombs tournament.
Yeah.
And so you're playing against the conference players who are playing a conference ball. And we were a 40s team, essentially. I think we had 2 people that weren't over 40, and we still finished third. And it's like, okay, just because you're a conference player doesn't mean, I mean, sometimes our experience wins out.
Yes. So what do y'all do in the off season?
We
What y'all still look for tournaments right now? Because how cold does it get there where you're at in California?
we're in the Sacramento area, so it can get pretty cold. So we're 2 hours from Tahoe, 2 hours from San Francisco. Essentially, we're right there in the center. I mean, it'll get down in the 40s in December, but they're still throwing tournaments. Like there's a big tournament next weekend. So I mean, you can probably find a tournament just about every weekend if you want to play.
Yeah.
And even if you want to drive a little bit, I mean, there's tournaments. There's tons of Toys for Tots tournaments coming up that everybody does. The day after, I think Black Friday, they're doing a senior tournament, like a draft style, but that's men's. There's no women division in it.
Yeah.
So,
What about ASA? How is ASA there?
so there are ASA weekend tournaments. Those aren't quite as popular, but almost all of our league nights are ASA rules.
Yes.
Um,
Same here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have guys out here who are they're like, okay, well, now I need an ASA bat. Now I need a U-Trip bat. Like, and they're just having to have 3 bats in their bag, you know?
Yeah.
So it gets a little cumbersome at times.
Definitely. What I see with the guys, just with the guys, because we haven't touched that market on that West Coast with the ladies. But I talked to a lot of the guys that are from that area. Matter of fact, my biggest viewership when I was senior softball bat reviews was LA, Los Angeles, California. That's where most of my views came from. Second was Texas. So California, it was big with senior softball bat reviews. So I have this connection with them. You know, I think third was Florida, you know, somewhere around there. And actually, third was Mexico, you know, and then South America. That was my list of people that I actually would talk to. But what I got from that California area, you didn't have a lot of involvement whenever people were there. When it came to, well, now senior ball, and I think there's a lot more not playing major plus ball, and they're trying to drop down to major and AAA, and it's making a lot of people mad because there's not a lot of tournaments and not a lot of teams around there that you can play with. You'll have that same problem when you have an upper division women's team to actually play.
Well, so for us, since we're 40 majors, we actually have just in our little local area 4 or 5 teams.
Oh,
So we're kind of lucky in the greater Sacramento area. 2 of them are like from the Bay Area, so we actually have some teams that, I mean, their girls are flying in from Utah, Washington, type deal. So then when it comes to like Western Nationals, we get teams from Oregon and Washington that come down for it.
yes,
So that's kind of nice. They don't like coming to Sacramento in August because it's 100 to 110 degrees, and so the Washington girls are saying it's too hot down here.
yeah.
But even our AAA is growing big in 40s, but it's just there's not enough of the tournament, so it's like every other month maybe is what we're getting a tournament scheduled.
How did you do in
We fin
Vegas?
we ended up
Did y'all?
finishing 6th. So
Okay, but y'all been running some good tournaments. Y'all pretty good in some tournaments. What I heard
yep.
earlier. But you've been, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we finished 2nd at Rock and Reno. We went into the championship game undefeated, and then it's like a different team showed up for the championship game, and still only lost by like 2 both games, but we got double dipped. Things
yeah,
happen, and we just went
yeah.
back to the drawing board.
What's the name of your team?
So I was playing with Flash Mob, and
Yeah,
so now we have some movement going on. So we're kind of up in the air what our team name's going to be for this next year.
sweet. Well, the reason I brought you on here is not to talk about that. The reason I brought you on here because Short Porch wants you to be a factory hitter for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
And yeah, and she did not know this was going to happen.
No.
You did not. And what I think, because I love your attitude. We all love your attitude. I talked to Leslie and Jeff earlier today, and we think you would be a great fit. And not too many people, like when we have with all the factory hitters that we have, we vet them a little bit more. We make sure that they're respectable, and you are that to the T. You know,
Thank you.
nothing was asked of you. You didn't ask for this. That's another thing too. You did not ask for this, and your involvement in the community, I think, is outstanding.
Thank you.
Plus talking to you when we were in Vegas, and your interest in Short Porch, and your interest in, oh wow, your interest in softball, not necessarily Short Porch, and to grow that
Yep.
market is what I'm talking about. How come I talked to you a little bit about that? Is you have that passion, like a lot of the people that are factory hitters in Short Porch. I already sent you out some bats. I've got some more that I'm
Okay.
gonna send out to you, and
Thank you.
I just need to get sizes and hats and
Okay.
shirts and batting gloves and all that other stuff from me. But we'll work on that later. And I know already a lot of people are chiming in saying, welcome to the team.
Thank you. I
The
appreciate it.
one thing about Short Porch is you're La Familia now, your family.
I felt like family already. That day that I met you guys in Vegas, little kind of backstory. I visited several other booths. You guys were the only booth that actually gave the women's game time of day. And so, and when I came back from retirement, I've posted on some of these Facebook groups like, hey, what's the great bat? Because, times have changed since, 10 years ago when I had bought my last bat.
Yeah.
And somebody had said, the wig popper. And I'm like, what is this wig popper they keep talking about? But you didn't see him, like, especially in the women's game out here, Short Porch wasn't around. Like, there was a few in the men's game, but it was, all the other ones. And so once we got to talking and then we got to use those bats, I'm like, you guys are the type of company that I will promote, just because of what you stand for.
Thank you. And I think a lot of the guys appreciate that work here, because we are
Mm-hmm.
involved in women's sports more, especially before I came on, they were more involved because we do build bats for everybody and everybody swing. What we got so tired with Short Porch here, what we got so tired of is they were sticking you guys in bats that belong to the
Mm-hmm.
men, right? And you guys weren't getting the performance, but you didn't know because you haven't swung any other bat.
Exactly.
So what we started doing months ago, before I came along, was they started making bats with softer barrels, that a soft, medium, and hard, and then trying to put them in the girls' hands. And then I came along, and I thought that was a great idea when Jeff and Leslie were doing that. What we want to, because we're big fans of you, we're big
Thank
fans
you.
of the girls, and we want to amplify. We want to grow that market. Matt Barnes talked the other day about growing that market with TPSSA and what he's doing and what y'all need to hear. He talked about the ladies like playing ball on Saturdays and Sundays that way because they do work all the way up through Friday. So a lot of their tournaments can start on Thursday and Friday. So he's trying to move in that direction. He hired somebody that's going to take over that little area there. And what better person, like we were talking, I was talking to Leslie and Jeff today, and what better person, because they all know who you are, to bring that to us with that attitude and that passion. And it's all about
Mm-hmm.
passion too, and you have it.
Thank you.
So
I
congratulations
appreciate it.
and welcome
Thank
aboard.
you.
And and it's funny because I said, hey, can you come on tonight? I just want to talk about your background, and Jeff goes, are you going to tell her? I said, no, I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to tell her right when she gets on, and then surprise her with it, because I think you would be a great fit with everybody. I know everybody's going to get on here and congratulate you about it, and welcome to
Thank
the
you
team.
so much. I appreciate it. And I look forward
No
to
problem.
and what's already crazy is just from the interaction in Vegas, I'm bringing these bats out to our BPs, and one of my girls, crazy good. She's actually ranked C in for men. She's a C ranked ball player in the men's division. And so she
Wow.
took the 240 wig popper to Native Worlds this weekend. So
Oh, wow. Good
yeah.
for her.
So she's like, and she fell in love with the cherry bomb. I'm like, oh man, that's not the bat for you. You need to be in the higher end bat. But so we're gonna get the movement out here.
And wait till you see what's coming. I know now I can talk to you about it. Now during the day I can explain to you what's coming, because I don't talk about what's coming a lot, especially on social media. But now that you're in with La Familia, you're in with a family, we can have those discussions. Ron already said get videos. Ron Yeager already said get videos, and definitely the one thing I like about what you do is you videotape everything. And we need more videos, and I've actually said this, we need more videos of women hitting. We need more videos of women getting up and getting out there. And I said this about the men too, is just get out there and do something, because it's a great community. Senior ball is a great community. Get out there and meet people and talk and get exercise, so you're not at home all the time. You're not at work all the time, and you can relax. And I call softball my therapy. So it helps me unwind, basically. Getting on here, talking for an hour and a half helps me unwind too. So yes, definitely. But welcome aboard. We'll keep in touch. I know you're getting the blackout. You should be getting the next couple of days. And then I'm sending you 2 more bats today. And then when the other bats start coming out in November, we're going to get you some of those. And then they got a 2-piece coming out that has some guy's name on it that will get you that one too.
Perfect. We'll
I'll
swing them out here.
Definitely. That's the whole plan, that we want to get girls involved out there.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it so much.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Guys, that's awesome. I love her. I think she's awesome. I think she would be a perfect fit with us. And definitely, Ron, get some video. We need to get more ladies involved, and Short Porch is all about getting women involved in playing. Hell, you got one of the owners of Short Porch is a woman. She's supportive, of the women out there that do want to play and get out there and play. I think it's gonna help, because we do build bats for them. That's another thing too. we do build bats for the ladies. We do build bats for the slower swinging men. We build bats for soft, medium, and hard. And the Kevlar is no different. Kevlar is going to benefit women. It's going to benefit everybody across the board. Basically, is what it's going to do. The whiteout will be out in November, 1st of November. I think that is the date. Around that area, guys. Don't quote me on this, but because I don't know what they're going to do with shipping. I do know that it is going to be what the original prototype was. The weight distribution numbers are going to be there. It's the whiteout. I just seen this a minute ago. I'm sorry I didn't say it, guys. The OG, the wig popper that we had made. If you guys are still on here, a lot of you guys are. They are actually on sale on the website. $149 for the OG. Remember, we did a run of only 100 of them on the OG. On the OG wig popper, we did a 100 run. Guys, those are on sale right now for $149, and that is a hot ass bat. Matter of fact, I got a video of Mark Reeves hitting that bat, and he's hitting bombs with it, and he's a high bat speed guy. But it's the OG, the original. It's got the white cap on it. It's the original design. 12-inch barrel wig popper, the red one with a white cap. On sale, $149, guys. Go to the website, pick those up. Guys, you can't beat $149. Seriously. And I'll see you again next Wednesday. You guys got any questions? I'm going to go through this later. You guys got any questions, just ask them. And then I'll do the same thing I do tonight, answer questions. You hear somebody talking, just ask the question, and I'll try to answer it the best way I can. See you guys again next week. Thanks.